What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we're back with a brand new top 6 video. Today we are taking a look at top 6 dinos that make the most money in Jurassic World. Now, these dinos are all carnivores, surprise surprise. Unfortunately, the herbivores did not justify making enough money in terms of how much money the actual carnivores make. So unfortunately, there aren't any herbivores on this list. But essentially what we're doing to comprise this list, well, that's kind of awkward. The poor Dillo's just gearing up for a fight and the Indominus just goes to sleep. Pretty much what we're basing this fact off is the dinosaur's rating. Essentially, the higher a dinosaur's rating, the more money it brings in, because obviously it's more unique, it's more rarer. The guests like the higher rating, which means you bring in more money. So without further ado, let's get into the list and start off at number 6. Now, coming in at number 6, we have none other than the Suchomimus. There he is there in all his glory. Now, the Suchomimus has a base rating of 144. None of these dinos that you will be seeing today have any genomes altered on them. They are as they are. So the Suchomimus has a base rating of 144, which essentially means that he has a rating of 144. There's no other real way to put it. You can see if we come across, there we go. Dinosaur rating is 144. His base rating is 96, plus his authenticity gives him an extra 48, which sets it at 144. Now, obviously, you can increase this dinosaur rating through modifications and through pinning it through combat. However, you don't really need to at the moment, because the Suchomimus by itself already has a 5-star. All these dinosaurs on this list will have a 5-star. Now, the good thing about the Suchomimus as well is that you can effectively put 2 of them in a single enclosure. You can see there the social group of the Suchomimus is 0 to 2, which means you can house 2 of these guys together. You then can house Dinos or Dinosaurs with the Suchomimuses as well to increase the rating of your total enclosure in that area. Now, coming in at number 5, we have none other than the Majungasaurus. Now, this guy is like a mini Gigantosaurus, mini T-Rex. He's kind of like mixed in with the raptors and whatnot. He is a rather cool dinosaur, but he has a base rating that is actually higher than the Suchomimus. Now, you'll see here shortly that he has a rating of 156. Now, much like the Suchomimus, you can actually house these guys in groups of 2 as well, which also effectively increases the amount of money that these guys will generate for you and bring in to your park. And once again, you can also house these guys with Dinos and Dinosaurs. I'm sorry for butchering the names. I really can't say them. The other really small dino that looks like a Dino, but he's not a Dino. He's like a little raptor. So yeah, you can house those guys together as well. But you can see here, you can easily add combat infamy, modifications, and authenticity as well. So it all comes down to what you guys actually want to put in your park. But Majungasaurus is number 5 on this list. And at number 4, we have the Giganotosaurus. Now, this guy's surprisingly smaller than what the T-Rex is, which is kind of strange, but what can you do? It's the devs that made the game, so, Now, these guys have the 4th highest base rating in the game. This guy here is modified, so we will actually show you what the base rating of a regular Giganotosaurus is, but this guy here has 417 rating. That is because he has modifications, which include his color as well as stat changes. But you can see that his base rating and authenticity take him up to a total of 200 and something, I believe. There it is there, 216. You can see that is the base rating of the Giganotosaurus, which obviously you can then increase as well due to putting him into fights, modify him and everything. Now, you can also put these guys in groups of 2 as well, and you can house them with smaller dinos like raptors and the Dinos, and I'm not even going to try pronouncing the D-E-I-N-O ones. You guys know which ones I'm talking about. So yeah, the Giga is number 4 on this list. Now, coming in at number 3, we have none other than everyone's favorite, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. There he is in all his glory, looking schmick as ever. He's going to give us a roar in the sun, give him that little extra perspective on the thing. So this guy has a base rating of 234. That is about 20, that's about 18 more than the Giga. Now, this one here does actually have a high rating because he is modified. He's got a color palette and whatnot, but we do have a regular one to show you guys. Now, this guy you cannot house in more than groups of 1. You can only have 1 T-Rex per enclosure. otherwise they will fight and they will kill each other. However, you can house them with the smaller carnivores such as the raptors, the Dilos, or the Dinos. I'm just going to call them that from now on because pronouncing it for every dino is killing me here. So the Rex, like I said, and the same applies for him as it does for all the other dinos. Combat Infinity, as well as modifications, will also increase his rating, which, you know, obviously is going to attract more guests to your park, which means more funds for your park as well. And at number 2, we have none other than the Spinosaurus. Now, this guy actually ranks higher than the T-Rex, which I was genuinely surprised about. I would have thought the T-Rex would have been higher rated than the Spino. The Spino has a base rating of 240. That is 6 extra rating on top of the Rex. Now, obviously, you can substitute in genomes and whatnot. However, base rating, the Spino definitely overtakes the Rex. Now, the good thing about the Spino as well is that you can actually house 2 of them together in a single social group. You can see there the social group of the Spino is 0 to 2. Now, that just implements a whole heap of extra funds because you can essentially paint 2 different Spinos, 2 different colors, and you'll be generating a crap ton of revenue for your park. Now, like every other carnivore on this list, you can house them with other carnivores. I'm not 100% sure if you can house them with other herbivores, like the smaller based ones, like the Gallimimus and whatnot, because they can outrun the carnivores. However, I do have to do some testing, but the Spinosaurus has the base rating of 240, which overtakes the Rex, and it has the added benefit of being able to be in a social group of more than 1 predator, which, you know, obviously effectively means you're going to make more money because you've got 2 attractions instead of the 1, like the T-Rex does. And finally, the one you've all been waiting for. If you didn't suspect it, well, then you would have known by now that what number 1 would have been. At number 1, we have none other than the Indominus Rex. The Indominus Rex is what you'd obviously expect, the best rated dinosaur in the game, which means he will bring in the most revenue from guests coming into your park. And you can only house these guys in groups of 1, otherwise they will start attacking each other. However, other than that, you still can house them with other smaller based carnivores, such as your raptors, your Dilos, and your Dinos. So do take that into mind as well. But the Indominus Rex has a base dinosaur rating of 273. You can see there, that is an extra 33 points on top of the Spino, which is crazy. So the Indominus Rex is hands down number 1, and honestly, he deserves it. In my opinion, he's probably the coolest looking one out of all the largest carnivores in the game anyway. Not scientifically real, but in the game he is, because he's got those larger arms, he's got the spines down his back, and he just looks a little bit cooler than all the other ones. Now, you can obviously paint this guy different colors and whatnot to increase his rating, as well as putting him into battles with other carnivores. You can essentially get this guy's combat infamy to a ridiculously high amount by getting him battling against Rexes and Spinos and like other carnivores. His combat infamy can raise huge amounts. So that's all there really is for this video today, guys. His life expectancy is a little bit on the short side, so do plan on putting in some extra modifications for that. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like down below and subscribe for more. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Disorder.